Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It is 11:51 on November the 14th, Tuesday, Mountain Time. 11:51 is what I should say. And so what we're doing is we're doing messages for each sun sign for November the 15th, Wednesday. Sometimes these may be more applicable if you check your moon sign or your rising sign as well. If you're looking for predictions for your love life, you may want to check your Venus sign. But what we have coming up, this is going to be for Wednesday, November the 15th by sign. And then after that, we'll have about 5 minutes of Reiki. And then once we've got 5 minutes of Reiki, then that will be a free-for-all time for questions, any questions that you might have for me after that. So let's just get started with our first message. This is for Aries for Wednesday, November the 15th. Aries, I'm seeing that you have a clear, cloudless sky whenever I look into what it is that I can see for you. So I feel like on Wednesday, this is a no troubles day. This is the horizon is clear. The boats are sailing. There's no turbulence on the water, no turbulence in the air. This is just a very smooth sailing day. This is a good day if you're trying to get something accomplished or completed or even started. This is a good day to really be expecting your energies to be bringing forth things that are good. This is not one of those, pedaling hard and getting nowhere kind of days. This is a fantastic day for you, Aries. Taurus, Wednesday, November the 15th. What do we have coming up for you? Taurus, what I'm hearing is low, low, low. And I'm seeing a picture of an old-fashioned well where somebody is dropping a bucket and dropping a bucket, and it's going way, way, way down into the earth is what it seems like, to pull up anything, whatever it is that you're trying to pull up with this bucket. Taurus, to me, this feels like you are really doing some deep looking at yourself on Wednesday, really trying to understand some of the root issues or obstacles or resistances that you have really that have been within you for a long time, trying to understand those so that you can make adjustments and shift around those and bring improvement to certain parts of your life because of changing the energy around these obstacles. So digging very deep, this is, for me, I feel like this is going to be a really introspective day for all of you. There is another way that this can play out, and I feel like for the minority of you, this is digging deep with research about something that you may be thinking would be helpful for you to know or helpful for somebody in your life to know. For most of you, this is research into your own self, but there is maybe like 20% that we're looking at. You're digging deep and researching something because you know that knowing more about this thing is going to be helpful for you or someone that you care about. There is striving. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello. I guess it's not good morning where you are, huh? Glad you're here. Let's look at Gemini for Wednesday, November 15th. Gemini, I feel like there's somebody in your life that is um, being spun by the wind. Basically, anything and everything is getting them, trying to choose my words carefully because I don't want to add anything to any situation here. But a lot of different things are kind of directing them and pointing them in different directions. And so there's somebody in your life that you're actually observing as they're trying to make a lot of different people around them happy, and they have situations that come up with sort of changes, what they need to be doing to make all these people around them happy. And I feel like these people around them may need different things to make them happy. And so Geminis, I think you're watching somebody that's really just spinning and contorting and going through all kinds of acrobatics just to make everybody around them happy. And I think that as you're observing this person, at first it seems kind of humorous to you, but as the day goes on, Gemini, it becomes less humorous and more of It's interesting. For some of you, I think it becomes a concern. Like you start to become sincerely concerned for this person that's doing all these acrobatics to keep everybody happy. And for some of you, I feel like you actually have an admiration for this person. So, obviously, some of these people that you're observing are going to be doing this in a graceful way where they have integrity and they're not losing themselves in trying to keep everybody happy. But for others of you, you're going to be observing somebody who really is losing themselves in everything they're doing to keep everyone else happy. And I think that's going to be the difference in how you view this person, whether you view them as somebody to admire and to emulate, or as somebody that probably could use a little help in grounding. Okay. The reason that I think you're watching this person or that you're observing this person, I think you're kind of a captive audience, first of all. So this may be somebody in your home or in your workplace that you just can't help but observe what's going on. And I think also there are lessons here for you as you observe this about um, how you want to be perceived in your life. Do you want to be that acrobat, or do you want to be somebody who is less scattered and who people work with a little bit more instead of demand so much of? So I feel like this observation is really a big learning experience for you, Geminis. Okay, let's look at Cancer here for Wednesday, November the 15th. Cancers, you are nailing something down today. I see somebody nailing, it looks kind of like what would be maybe tent stakes or some kind of pegs into the ground and, holding some kind of tarp down. So maybe it's the tarp that goes below your tent when you go camping or something. I don't know exactly what that vision is, but I don't think that really matters. I don't have to know that. The bottom line here is that you are nailing something down. There's something that's been in the works and you are nailing down the details and really ironing all the wrinkles out and making things official and moving forward in some kind of official way on whatever this is. I think you've been moving towards this for some of you just for a few days, but for others of you, um, this has been longer than that. This has maybe even been a matter of months or years that you've been moving towards this, but this is now nailing things down and getting things. I'm hearing you're getting things in writing, you're making things legal, getting things certain. For some of you, maybe you have been living with someone for decades and now you've decided that, you know what, let's make this legal, let's get married. For others of you, this has more to do with the sale of some kind of property, whether it's a vehicle or real estate or whatever. But there's something that you're nailing down. And for others of you, it could be much more mundane, personal type agreements. But the general energy for you Cancers is that you're getting something nailed down on Wednesday. Leos. Leos, I think on Wednesday, you have created something that gives you some kind of platform to build on and to go further with. So this may be something like you opened a business or you've started a relationship with someone. This can be with a romantic other. For some of you, I feel like you've started a relationship with a child, maybe the child of somebody that you're seeing romantically, or this could be with a child that you're teaching. There's something significant for those of you who are starting a relationship with a child about this, and I'm going to tell you more about the general energy here and you'll be able to put it all together. But there's a lot of ways that there can be a platform that's been established, and I do see that you have established one, Leos, and now you can build on this platform. And I think what you're doing Wednesday is you're really exploring and having some fun with the ideas of, how do I build on this? What do I want to build on this? How do I want to go about this? And like I said, I think you're having fun with just kicking around all the ideas and brainstorming on this. If this is a business, this would be, figuring out, okay, I've got the business, the basic business in place, but now I would like to expand out into other things. What do I want to start with first? Or, maybe I want to specialize and get contractors to come in and do some of this other stuff that I don't want to work with so much anymore. There's all kinds of options going on, and you're figuring out, okay, how do I build on this platform I've created? If this is a relationship, especially for those of you that this is a new relationship that you've sort of got established now with a child, you may be wondering, okay, what's going to be the next fun thing that's going to help us bond? What's going to be the next thing that I can do that'll help us bond? Even if it's not so much fun, maybe it's just helping this little one get a good grade. But there's a lot of fun ideas that are around here too that are coming up. You may be wondering, okay, thinking about all the different ways you could expand from this platform, all the different ways you could expand and strengthen that relationship. And the relationship doesn't have to be with a child, but I'm just feeling that very strongly. So I know for some of you, that's what we're talking about. For others of you, it has to do with business, and there are other manifestations, I'm sure. But basically, the general energy for you, Leos, on Wednesday is that you've built some kind of platform that you can work with, and now you are playing with and imagining all the different ideas that you could use to build upon that platform. Good morning, Miss Tammy. Glad to see you here, my dear. Did you get my email earlier? I'm so glad to know who you are when you come in my room now. By the way, guys, Ms. Tammy Hodgkinson has the most fabulous handmade jewelry that I have ever seen. And of course, today, I was doing dishes before I came in here and I took off all of my jewelry. Like, how often do you see me with no rings and no bracelets? That's a never, never. Otherwise, I would show you a piece that she made and I bought from her, and it's really just gorgeous. You guys probably see it all the time. I usually wear it on my thumb nowadays. It's a silver band with 2 feathers on it, and even the band is just beautiful. She made it like there's like little leather strappings around it. But she has all kinds of selections. She has necklaces, she has pendants. And Tammy, if you could put where people can find your jewelry here into the chat, that would be fabulous so that people can find your stuff. She has wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. And it's all handmade, so it's all one of a kind. You're not going to get it duplicated anywhere else. And she's amazing on customer service. So I love Tammy. Can you tell? I especially love the jewelry and how well she treated me whenever I bought that piece from her. So she would be a great person to check out her website. Get some ideas for some Christmas. Christmas is coming. Get some ideas for people in your life for Christmas. All right, so let me move on now that we've done our little advertisement. Virgos, Wednesday, November the 15th. What do we have going on for you guys? Virgos, I'm not quite sure what animal I'm actually seeing in this vision. It looks like it's kind of a cross between a pig and an anteater. And what I'm seeing this animal do is he's going along the ground. He's paying a lot of attention to the ground, and he's sniffing like everything, just sniffing, sniffing, sniffing. He's looking for something, obviously looking for something, trying to sniff something out, so to speak. So Virgos, when I see this as a vision for you, this tells me that you are looking for some kind of information. You're trying to understand something. You're looking for maybe something where some pieces don't quite fit in a situation, and you're just trying to figure out, what am I missing here? There's got to be something else that goes, there's got to be more information here that goes in here. So, I feel like you guys are really just on the hunt for new information. And for some of you, it'll be puzzle pieces missing. For others of you, it's just going to be your own curiosity has you kind of on this trail that you want to know more about something. For some of you, it may be that you want to know more about how these metaphysical or how spiritual things work, or whatever. But for some of you, it may be really technical, like how do you put a TV together and make it work? I don't know. But I just really see you intensely looking for any hints or clues or bits of information that will help you moving forward, Virgo. And that is on Wednesday. LRK. K. Layla, hello, hello, welcome. Well, you came in just in time, Layla, to hear your announcement for tomorrow, your prediction for tomorrow. Okay, so here's what Tammy wrote, because nobody will be able to see these comments later on. Tammy, where you can find her jewelry, is at Tam's, T-A-M-S, Tam's Jewelry Designs on Etsy, which is etsy.com, E-T-S-Y.com, if you guys are not familiar with Etsy. Fantastic, fantastic stuff there. Great Christmas place to look for ideas and get some wonderful, amazing pieces. Now, Libra, Wednesday, November the 15th. What do we have for you guys? Libra, I think that you really are focused on work. There's a particular goal at work on Wednesday. For those of you who are not working a job where somebody else pays you or don't have your own business, you know, if you do whatever you do to make yourself feel like a productive part of the community, I'm going to call that as work. So whatever your work is, whether it's keeping your yard beautiful or checking on neighbors or who knows what, you're going to be very focused on one particular goal at work, and you're going to be one track mind, one track mind. You're going to have a few distractions that come up that are going to pull you away, but just temporarily, you're going to get back to whatever this is that you're focusing on. To me, it feels like this is some kind of project that you want to finish, and if you can finish this project successfully and in a decent time frame, I think that you're going to be impressing those above you. I think you already realize this, and that's why you're so focused on it. And I do feel like with this kind of energy, I feel like you guys are going to be just fine. I don't feel a lot of scattered energy or you guys being pulled off course or off track there. Yay, very cool. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, Scorpio, 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 my fellow Scorpios. Hmm. Hmm. What could that mean? Scorpios. Normally, we're pretty organized, we're pretty together, we're kind of setting the schedule for our day. We're kind of plan people. You know, if you're going to mess up the plan, you've got to give us some notice. Otherwise, that's going to upset us. But what I'm seeing for us on Wednesday is that we're kind of going with the grain. I'm actually seeing wood, and I'm seeing all the grains of the wood. And you know how the grains don't always, they're always kind of similar, but they don't always line up exactly with each other. And so I'm seeing that we're going with the grain of the wood of the day. So whatever the day brings us, we're following that. But also at the same time, there's this sense of, you know, like with Aquarius, they can be like just kind of bouncing all over and following the wind. We don't have that sort of freedom whenever I see following the grain that I see for Aquarius. This is following the grain, but it's also, there's a sense of purpose about following the grain. There is something that we want to get accomplished, and we'll kind of take the detours needed to do that, and we'll enjoy the process. So really, we do have a goal in mind, but we are also sort of following where the day takes us and putting that trust in the universe as to, you know, maybe I don't know how to get from point A to point B or get this accomplished, but the universe can get me there, and just sort of relaxing and going with that flow. So that's us for Wednesday, Scorpio. Let's look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius. You guys are fearsome leaders on Wednesday. Let me feel into what that would mean. Fearsome leaders for Sagittarius. There is definitely a goal that you want to reach, and you want to reach it with some intensity, Sagittarians. And as you're reaching this goal with intensity, that intensity is like flowing out of you towards anybody else that's helping you to reach that goal. I do think that whatever you're doing as you're working towards that, reaching that goal, you kind of want to be aware of the energy that you're putting out there and be aware of how you're presenting yourself, because I kind of feel like you may be presenting in a way that people who are trying to help you and who are on your side and trying to help you reach that goal may be more afraid of displeasing you than they are fired up about reaching the goal. They might be more scared of some consequences that might come out. So you want to, if you can, now you've heard this, you have free will, you can tone down some of the fearsomeness of this, but also fearsome leader talks about a courageous leader. So this tells me too that whatever goal this is that you're leading people towards, it's one that probably there are some naysayers that say that it can't be done. You're not letting that stop you. That's not holding you back at all. You're like, you just think it can't be done because nobody's ever done it before. That's okay. I'm fixing to show you. So good for you, Sagittarius. Vanita Laffy, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see you, my dear. I'm fantastic. We're just having fun here today. So we're on to Capricorn for Wednesday, November the 15th. Capricorns, I feel like there's something that you started, and I feel like you're realizing on Wednesday, I'm going to have to abort this thing. Either you aren't ready for what you started, you're not ready for where it's going and how quickly it's going, or whenever you started it, it feels like it may have been, for some of you, started so quickly that there's really no foundation to help keep this thing running. And so you may as well abort it because it's about to collapse anyway. So one of those two things, something that you've started that you're getting ready to abort. Now, I don't feel like you're aborting this thing permanently. And by the way, I am not talking about a baby. I know abortion is like commonly used as a terminology to talk about something to do with babies. I am not talking about aborting a baby. This is more of a project or something that you have started that's more personal that you are aborting. And I feel like you only started it very shortly, like 3 days ago, maybe a little more, maybe a week ago, but not that much more. And you're already realizing this is just not working out the way I wanted it to. And so you're having to let it go for now. And once again, I want to stress that that's for now. I think whatever this is, I think you're going to be regrouping and you're going to come back to it whenever you're more ready for it, or whenever you're more ready to put that foundation in place to make sure this thing can sustain itself, whatever your project or idea is that you started. Vanita, how are you? Aquarius, Wednesday, November the 15th. Aquarius, it looks to me like you have never-ending energy Wednesday, November the 15th, and you are climbing up towards a goal that you have, or working towards a goal or a target, a dream that you have. And I think that you are so set on having this dream that it just doesn't matter what comes up between you and this dream. You're just not going to let it stop you. I just see you as evergreen with energy. Um, You're just marching forward anyway. Nothing's getting in your way. You have a goal to reach, and you're going to reach it. This is like one of your more seriously intent days that I've seen for you, Aquarius, where you have something that you're really focused on and working towards. And I feel like you guys are successful with making major progress towards that goal on Wednesday. Major progress. I think you're going to feel really good when you go to bed. I don't think you will have reached it, but you will know from what's happened on Wednesday that you absolutely can. Okay? So there is that. Now let's look at what's next. Pisces. Well, we've got a lot of you guys that are like doing the impossible on Wednesday. I think we had Capricorn. We had Aquarius really focused on their goal. Not that it was impossible, but Pisces, I see you guys as like swimming upstream. Swimming upstream. Why would you swim upstream? This is okay. So Pisces, I see you going against public opinion, or at least the opinions of the loved ones around you, and really taking a stand for something that you believe in spite of any kind of flack that you may be catching from other people who are in your sphere of influence. And I think there really is some flack. I also think that there are people who are quietly watching you, who are admiring you from a distance. Now, not today, but later on down the line, those people will be joining ranks with you. But they're just not quite sure they're ready to join ranks with you just today. They want to see how it goes for you a little bit first. So Pisces swimming upstream, going against public opinion on Wednesday, November the 15th. Grace Marie, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see you here today. Ricky Jorgensen, hey, hey, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you here yet. Who isn't on yet? La da 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 da. Okay, let's do Reiki for 5 minutes. I'm setting the intention for whatever will benefit you guys the most. And then after that, what we're doing is questions, whatever questions and answers you guys have. During Reiki time, if you guys are sensing or feeling some things going on in your body and you want to talk about that or have questions about that, feel free to bring that up, and you can ask questions about that later too. I like to focus on the Reiki during the Reiki time, so if you have questions about that, that's great. Let's do it to it. Bum, 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 bum. Also, if you have a particular intention that you want to work on, go ahead and feel free to adjust the intention so that you can work on that as well. And also, if you're not catching this video live, if you're catching it later, that's okay. You can still set the intention to receive the energy, and you can receive it just as well as somebody who is here right now, as long as you set that intention. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this started right here. Oh, wow, I've gone over my time. Hang on. These are just getting longer and longer every day. Okay, so we've got Reiki going out for 5 minutes. I guess since I'm over time, we'll take questions about anything, but especially if you have questions about, anything you're feeling in your body. Sometimes people feel different things in their body while they're receiving the Reiki energy. If you have feelings with your emotions that are changing and you want to talk about that, this is the perfect place to do that too. ERHM. I don't know who ERHM is. I am taking questions, Grace Marie. Pisces swimming upstream is interesting. I think that pretty much fits you, striving, at least with what you're going through lately. Definitely a change of direction for you. La da 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 da. I just saw a shadow of something on my door. You've been feeling very uneasy. Right, striving? Definitely. If Pisces are swimming upstream, they're definitely changing direction. Pisces are like so anti-confrontation that it's hard to get them to swim upstream. Has to be something major going on for that to happen. What are you feeling uneasy about, Grace Marie? Salmon swims upstream too. Can't remember if it's actually to breed or if it's to lay their eggs. Somebody would have to Google that and find out. You had a breakup and he's now like on the fence. Oh, that's so frustrating. I hate dating somebody that's confused. It's like, make up our minds already and let's just be done with it. Grace Marie, though, that would be the perfect thing for a reading. If you want to get a reading, we could look at what happens if you remain open to pursuing that relationship with him. And we can look at what happens if you just release it and let it go. And that'll give you a good idea about whether you really want to stick around and see what happens or whether you just want to say, see ya, Charlie, don't want to be ya. Very cool, striving. Yeah, that is so crazy, Michelle. They have programs now that you can buy, like security programs that one of the features of them is that you can find your phone if it goes missing. I really like it, and now I can't think of the name of it. Let me see if I can find the app on my phone. Not that it's going to help you with your old phone, but if you have another phone that this might happen to, it's called Lookout. All one word, Lookout. Lookout Mobile Security. So it allows you to get on your computer and see where your phone is within a really close distance. Like you can figure it out pretty close. And then it'll also allow you to lock your phone. It'll actually even, like, say you've lost your phone in your house, you can set your phone to scream and it'll set off this crazy siren or howl or whatever you choose, and you will definitely find it. I love that program. And it's not that much. If you have T-Mobile, you can even get it as part of the package, one of the packages they have. You're having trouble getting on? Okay, I see. Oh, is this the Scorpio that we looked at yesterday? Ah. Yeah, we may as well do questions. I'm doing Reiki right now, but we're also doing questions. Well, here's what I would say to you, Grace Marie. Whatever your feelings are, that's always your first indicator. Do what makes you happy. If it makes you happy to say, you know what, I'm kind of done thinking about this, see you later, bye, do that. If it makes you happy to hope that there could be something there, do that. Otherwise, get a reading with Amista. But rule of thumb is follow your feelings. You're welcome. And Michelle, if you wanted to get a reading finding out who actually had your phone, we could do that. You could do that even as a one-question reading. I'm not going to be able to give you a name because names are not my specialty. I will tell you that. But I would be able to give you an idea. Okay, this person is a neighbor. It's somebody that you don't know, and they kind of look like this, and this is what their personality is like. I would be able to give you enough clues that if you know the person, you would know who it was. Why hasn't Ricky heard from the Pisces man yet? Let me finish up this Reiki, and I want to pull cards on that. And then if you guys have two more questions, I'll answer two more questions after Ricky's question here. And then I'm going to be moving on to the next thing. Why haven't I heard from the Pisces man yet? Miss Ricky Jordan wants to know. Dude, does he have an addiction, Ricky? Because what I'm seeing is there's definitely some kind of heartache coming on here. And as he's trying to release himself from the heartache, he's actually indulging in his addiction. So whatever that is, that would be why he has not called you. He's been too busy clouding his mind. Victoria Lenave. Not until you have a backup job, Victoria. Well, I would say the cards say he does. He's definitely doing some kind of escapism right now, Ricky. Victoria, seriously, what I'm hearing from Sacred Spirit is don't leave until you have a backup. So they're not saying stay forever. To me, that just means be putting out resumes, be networking, sending out feelers, letting people know that you're interested in moving on from where you are. And then once you get that in place, then it would be okay to leave your job. Well, you didn't ask if he will, you asked why he hasn't yet. So now you're trying to put words into my mouth. And I just want to be very clear on that. You are putting words in my mouth. I did not say that. But yeah, right now he's just losing himself in whatever the addiction is. He's doing some escapism work. I do feel like he will be contacting you later on, though. Oh, that would be fantastic. It's way cool when I get to meet people in person. I would love it. Cool, cool. No worries, Ricky. A lot of people do that, but when that happens, I do like to be really clear. Look, these are your words. These are my words. Because I don't, you guys got to know what I'm really saying. If I'm going to keep a good reputation, you can't be filling in the blanks on me. Who else do we have? Do we have one more question before I take off? Uno more. Or you guys just are calm and cool and collected and at peace with everything going on with your lives? That's a really good feeling. If you guys don't have more questions, I'm happy for you. Well, looks can be deceiving, can't they? There was some money that supposedly belongs to a coworker. Tell me a little bit more about this situation. So, money that supposedly, I mean, was it just like found on a desk? Someone had wandered away from it, or what are we talking about here? I mean, you don't have to tell me the whole background, but I would like to know where this money was found that supposedly belongs to a coworker. Candace, welcome. Oh, so there was supposed to be a split and somebody didn't do a split? Is one of the person a dark-skinned guy, like looks like maybe he comes from India or somewhere, or maybe his genealogy is from India? Ricky, I hate to be the bearer of this news, but I would say no on the Christmas help. Well, then you guys have a missing piece to the puzzle. It's driving. You guys have a missing piece to the puzzle because whenever I think about this money that you're talking about, this other person is the one that I see the image of. So I'm not sure if like this other person had miscommunicated between these two or what's going on. Well, there's a guy who's not a little short guy, and he's fit. That's involved too. Like he's not too heavy. He's not too. Oh, he might be a little too thin, but it's definitely not too heavy. Whatever story you're hearing about with this coworker stuff and the money, Lisa, I don't think you're hearing the full story. There was supposed to be a split, but there's some other stuff going on there too. Okay, guys, that's enough for me. I am out. And I will talk to you guys later. Everyone have a fantastic day. I imagine I'll probably be back tomorrow. And I'll see you all then. Peace out.